Good morning, guys. It's Thursday. Now, just a reminder, if you wanted to be part of having a formal picture shown tomorrow of you all dressed up and doing your work, you need to make sure you send that to me tonight, no later than 7 o'clock. That's when I'm going to be putting that whole movie together. So if you want your photo included, please send it to me by this evening. Now, we have been learning about all sorts of different things in geometry. We have done translations, which means a slide. We have done reflecting, which is a flip. And today we're going to learn about rotations. And a rotation is a big word for a turn. So I have a friend to help me today. I brought Peppa Pig. So Peppa is going to do some rotating today. So we see Peppa, her nose is facing this direction, okay? Her nose is facing to the left, and when I begin to rotate her, now her nose is facing to the left. Sorry, her nose is facing to the left, now her nose is facing to the right, okay? So we see that as she's turning, her nose is pointing in different directions. So here, her nose is pointed down. On this side, her nose is pointed up. So when you are moving shapes around, depending on where they are in the rotation, some parts of the shape will be pointing maybe up, maybe down, maybe to the left, maybe to the right. And it depends on what the shape looks like and how you're turning it. So this is the one today where you really got to get your brain wrapped around it. And you have to picture what will this shape look like if it goes around in a circle. If you're really struggling today, one thing you can do is you can cut out some pieces of paper that look like the shapes and actually turn them around and see how they look. Now again, some of our brains are really good at this sort of thing, and some of our brains have a lot of trouble with it. You don't have to be good at absolutely everything that we learn at school. You need to try your best. But some of you will be able to catch on to this faster than others, and that's okay. This is not something that you absolutely have to be perfect at to have a job someday, but it's still a good thing to practice. So today's sort of a brain challenge. Let's see what we're going to be working on. In today's math, you're going to start on page 165 with number 1. And today you're going to have to really use your brain. Some of us, our brains are really good at this sort of thing and it comes pretty naturally. For some of us, this is pretty tricky. So if it's a really tricky one for you, do your best, but don't worry too much about it. In number 1, you're going to ask, it asks shape C, so you see there's D and C, was shape C rotated around a point to get to shape D, right, yes or no? So could you rotate, turn, shape C, and then it would end up looking like D? Or if by the time it turned around, would it look different? Okay, so in all of these, you're just going to say yes or no. With these two, be really careful. Take a look at those colors. That's the only difference between G and H, is that the colors are different. In number 2, you're going to tell me which of these cards is a rotation of A. So here's the original. Which one of these is a rotation, a turn of A? In part 3, which cards are a rotation of E? So here's E. Which ones, it might be more than one, is this but rotated around? All right, then you're going to turn over for number 5. In number 5, you're going to tell me what we did to get to this new shape. Was it a translation? Remember, translation is just a slide. Or was it a reflection? And a reflection means flipping over. So each of these, you're going to tell me, did we reflect it or translate it? Pretty fast, pretty easy. And then you're going to come over to number 7, and you're going to tell me, do you need to do a translation, reflection, or a rotation to get from one shape to the next? So look carefully and say, is it translating, sliding? Is it reflecting? Is it flipping over? Or is it rotating? Is it turning to get from one shape to the next? There are some bonus ones because these ones are all 2 things. They did a translation, reflection, or rotation. There's 2 of those that they had to do down here. So if You get through this all pretty fast. I want you to try this one at the bottom too.